So I just got some clear glue, so I'm going to try it, and I have all these different things that I'm going to try. This is some hand soap that smells like apples. I have some scents. I'm going to start probably with the cupcake smell, but I'm not going to use that in clear, I don't think. I've got all my glue next to me. So this actually needs to warm up a bit, but what I did was I heated up some water to mix it in to make it easier. And I did get a couple of bottles of this. And I do know, please don't give me shit about my fingers. I need to get a manicure really bad, but I did go ahead and like trim them and stuff before I started this, but you know how it is. It's like I have to do a manicure and it just takes a really long time. Oops. I don't know how loud my mic is. I set it pretty loud because I was recording videos last night. So I want you to be able to hear the sounds that this makes. So I'll end up turning the music probably down at some point and doing it that way. Hey dude, can you let me know if the volume is decent? Like, can you hear the stuff that I'm doing? I'm trying to point the microphone away from my face and toward the sound. Yeah, but I'm asking if it's like, if you can hear all the sounds like loudly, because I've got the mic pointed at it. Anyway, I'm gonna start this. Some of the stuff that I'm waiting for didn't get here yet, and that's fine. So I'll be doing a few of these. So the first thing I'm going to do is make some clicky slime. I haven't made clicky slime yet. Everything I've made so far has been like buttery because I like the way that that feels. I haven't made this kind before. I never got to play with this when I was a kid, but now that my sister is kind of, you know, she's like 16 and all of her friends really like this stuff, so I made a bunch yesterday for her to take to school and give her friends, and I'll show you some of those in a second because I kept bits of all of them. So this one, supposedly you actually add water to make it thinner. And so I'm going to, they say you add the same amount of water, but I don't think I'm going to do that. And I didn't do any measuring last night. This is probably going to make way more than I need. But this is the first one of these. I have a bunch of fruit scents that I'm going to use. And I've also got some different, like I said, different soaps and stuff. One thing that I didn't use yesterday in any of the slimes was baking soda. So I ended up doing some fluffy slimes without baking soda, which makes them less stretchy. So I had to come up with other ways to make them more stretchy. And the only reason I didn't do it with baking soda is that I literally just forgot. We started making them, and then I'm going to make sure that I do this. So I know that too much water will make it stringy, which is what sometimes people want. And this is just a little container that I put the baking soda in. And of course, these are my old sticks. Oh, good, it's going to put some color in there. That's fine. This is these were actually done with whatchamacallit. See how that's green? These were made with alcohol inks, so it's probably the acetate. So acetate is an acid, and that's probably what's eating the marker. so I didn't put the rest in there because it got a little green, but that's okay. So I am going to make this a color. I haven't made a blue one yet. I'm going to make it blue. I got a few different colors, but I'm also going to add some other stuff to it. So I'm going to start with this. I haven't used this particular one yet, but I did use this brand last night, so try not to get it on my fingers because it's messy. Okay. I'm going to zoom in so you can see this pretty well. Okay. Now the only thing about clear slime like this is that once we start working it and getting bubbles into it, it's going to not be clear for a while, so we'll have to deal with it later on. So this is the hot water. I'm just going to add a little bit of warm water to it. Thin it down. I'm going to add a tiny bit of yellow to it, and the reason I'm adding yellow is because the color that I want to add to it that's a duochrome is actually a blue-green duochrome. So 1 drop. Should be enough to tint it green, because I don't want to make it green, but I want it to be more aquamarine. Pretty much only using this stick for the sounds that it makes. Not very clear, but that's okay. It's very dark. This is a lot stronger than regular food coloring. Okay. So what I did was just got a little syringe that I'm putting this is the Borax solution, so I'm going to, people call it activating it, but it's not actually activating it. What it's doing is it's binding the polymers in such a way that they can still slide across each other, but they can't slide smoothly, which is what turns it from a glue into a non-Newtonian fluid. The fun part, you know. That turned way more green than I thought it would. That yellow was strong. So what I'll do, I'll turn it into 2 batches maybe. Or I'll just make more. I have a ton of glue. This looks like slime, doesn't it? It's very green. So a lot of people make slime and they mess up this first part, and because the hard part is not using too much of the boric acid, or not the boric acid, but the borax, which is borate, sodium borate. It's a salt. But the truth is that if you use too much, it will turn it into essentially tar, which is fine if that happens. You can always add more. Maybe I'll make this one apple scented. I've got pear. Like, maybe use pear since it's so green. It's starting to come together, but the trick is, like, people see it melting like this and they want to add the borax solution too quickly. But turn the music off real quick. What? Oh, I've got to turn this on. 1 second. Apparently don't have YouTube on. But yeah, I'm going to turn the music off so that it's not getting in the microphone, being bothersome. So it's coming together, but it still needs some more work. Now it's what we would call, like, I don't know, ectoplasm, the stuff they used to have for the kids, remember, in the 80s? Let's do this. I can turn this up. Okay, there. Okay. All right, here's a little blue. So you can tell when it's really coming together because it'll stop sticking to the side of the bowl and start pretty much only sticking to itself. So we are going to add a little more now. It's been enough time. Now I don't want to make it foamy, so I'm not going to add stuff to make it fluffy. It's really dark, isn't it? Add a little more water to it. Oh yeah, the Ninja Turtles, that's right. You see how it's getting like really air bubbly? Unfortunately, that's just part of making it. It's so bright. Oh, it's getting close. It will eventually go clear again. It's almost time for me to pull it out of here. I'm going to add a little bit of this soap. This shouldn't foam in there because I didn't use a foaming hand soap. It will add a little bit of bubbles, but they'll go away later. Oh, that smells really good. It's one of my favorite hand soaps. It's like Mrs. Meyer's Clean Day soap. Still really sticky. It's getting really close. See how it's pulling everything against the sides. Guess it's about time to turn my fingers green. So we definitely need to activate it more, but it is starting to come together. You want a clean bowl. It's very sticky. All right, I got the bowl pretty clean. That's a good sign. It's like silly putty. You can use it to pick itself up. It's so green. It's very Christmassy. Oh, it smells so good. Now the kind I made yesterday, I made with PVA glue. The white kind. Okay, so I just added a little more. Hey, Six Snoop, how you doing? Use it to clean my fingers off. This is the part that gets kind of hard because you really have to work with it for a while. It's like pulling taffy. Okay, so let me see. My hands are starting to get tinted a little bit. I may try to work with some other colors. I may start working with some direct pigments. It depends on how much of this I decide to make. My sister was talking about wanting to sell it at school, and I mean, I don't know how into that I am, but now I'm trying to make what's called a clicky slime. So once I figure out the right kind of ratio for this, I'll start figuring out how to get it to that point. Yeah, see, it's starting to tear. This means it's overactivated, and that's totally fine. We can fix that. So what I'm going to do, and this is how I fixed my slime yesterday when it was overactivated, is I just pop it open like this, and then I add some more glue. And I have a silicone mat, but these mats are fine for this as well. This is also why I didn't start with that much glue in the beginning, because I knew that I would end up probably adding more. And this will make it get sticky again. So one thing I'm going to do is to make it a little bit more stretchy. So I'm going to add some hand lotion to it. Now this is going to take away a little bit of the clarity. I don't have any gel lotion right now, but this will make it, give it a nicer feel, just a little bit. And it's not going to take a lot of the clarity away, just a little bit. This makes the polymers that are connected slide a little bit better. Oil also works. If I had some baby oil, which I don't yet, but I will. Okay. So I'm going to take half of this because I want to do two different things with it. So take half of this. I'm going to put, it's not quite half. There. Put that in here. So this is like silly putty right now. It bounces and it's fun. That's not what I want. I want take this half. Yeah, liquid starch. Well, liquid starch also has borax in it, and it has a couple other things. You can activate slime with liquid starch. You can activate slime with any kind of detergent, with particular types of salt in them. A couple of other salts will do it too, but they're far less safe to use. So I just wouldn't do it. is going to start getting really stretchy soon. Just added some more glue to it. But yeah, what I was saying about the borax is that it takes a really long time to penetrate. So if you I always end up overactivating it, which is fine because I can just work with it. But a lot of people give up at this point because they don't realize that it actually does take a long time. And anytime you see like videos of people making slime, you're almost always seeing the end product. You aren't seeing like all the in between. So that you guys could get the full effect. See how it pulls apart like that? So we need to add some more lotion, a little bit more soap. Now I want this one to smell like this apple stuff because this is super good. Okay. This essentially melts the bonds a little bit. The glue does too. But my guess is by the end of this, I'll probably end up with 6 to 8 ounces of each one of these. Yeah, that's the thing. Kids get sick of it. They don't want to make it. My sister said she gave up the first time. Hey, do you want to explain to Gulfy what asthma is? ASMR. See if I can make it make sense. It's almost there. Still pretty angry. Let's work it out. Could also use a little bit more water too, so I think I'll mix some more glue and water. Dude, did you hear me? Okay, so just a little water to that. I want to make this one thinner, like slime. As soon as I can get it there, it'll make one sound, but not yet. It takes a little while. It does take a while. It took me so long to do the first batch for my sister that I ended up just telling her that I would make the rest instead of having her do it because I knew that she would get sick of it like pretty quickly. But there are a lot of different types. Some people do it with their voice. I do some stuff with my voice. It's like the same type of thing, like my vlogs and chit-chatting. Okay. So since this one's like apple green, I think I'm going to add gold to it because I think that'd be really pretty. Because once this actually settles back down, it'll be clear. It won't be like this where you can see all the light color. It'll just settle down into a dark color in a few days, and then when I play with it, It'll be super cool. All right, we're getting very stretchy, so that's good. I want a little more stretch than that, but pretty good. Oh, with Sharpies? I first saw it with a person who did relaxation videos. He would make nibs out of feathers, and then he would do scratchy writing. Get all the glue. But I do love the way that slime popping sounds, and what gets me is that a lot of the videos where people make slime popping videos and stuff, they don't do it very long. They just like show them making it and then doing it once and then like it's over. It's like, hey now. Alright. It's starting to get to the texture that I want, but I definitely want to keep it flowing. It's going to get a little bit more lotion. And again, if I had some baby oil, I would use it. I probably have some other oils that I could use, but I don't know how they would work. I have some like makeup oil that might work. That would probably work just fine, but the baby oil is just mineral oil. I imagine any oils will help the bonds get slippery. I never listen to it with headphones. I just mean, well, they're probably not listening to it anyway. They're probably just doing it. I just mean they just don't do it very long. It's pretty clicky. We're not quite there yet. All right, let's add some gold to this. Now I've got tons of these, which I haven't been using very much of, hardly at all. Probably never even seen me use this one, because I'm not usually a super fan of gold. I don't know how much I want to use. Maybe that much. It seems like a lot, doesn't it? And then I'm going to add, I've got this apple scented stuff in there already, but I want to add a little bit of this. I'm going to smell this first. I don't know if I trust it. It's showing me as offline. On mixer. Weird. That's weird. Okay, I'm gonna smell this first because I don't know if I trust it. It's okay. It's not as good as the stuff. So like what I've actually been doing is, I think instead of using some of this stuff, I'm going to use some scented soaps because the smell of the soap is actually better than some of the oils I've been buying, and the soap actually adds another level of dimension to the the slime anyway. Okay. So, just gonna kind of yeah, all of mine have been scented so far. I like the minty ones because they also feel really good. They feel really cooling. You're going to add mint oil to them. Look at that. Yeah, I popped it offline to make sure it was working because it was showing me it was offline, but it wasn't. Needs a little bit more. Yeah, the first one that I made was peppermint, and it turned out really nice. It feels really nice and cooling. I wonder if you were up for it. I wonder if you can make one with the stuff that they use to make like biofreeze or capsaicin or something, just to get that sensation in your fingers, like menthol. We're just about at the consistency, the texture that we want. I mean, it's pretty stretchy. It's not very clicky. It's very pretty, and it smells fantastic. And when I put this away and for a couple of days, it'll calm down and it'll look like a gem because it will clarify. All right, let me add. It's better than bubble wrap popping because you can feel it with all of your fingers instead of just the one you're squishing it with. And it's a lot better for the environment. This will eventually break down. It doesn't cause like a permanent any kind of permanent like plasticization of the polymer. The amount of polymer stays the same no matter what. It doesn't turn into anything crazy. Come here, you. Go to your home. Yeah, it's really metallic. also call this one golden apple clear slime. It will be clear eventually. So this is actually a metallic slime because it's not clear anymore. It'll be more translucent once it calms down in a few days. All right. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to put it in a baggie. I'll go get a bag. I didn't bring any in here. I'm going to put this in a baggie and let it chill out for a while, and then I'm going to test it again. One thing I didn't do last night that I should have done is retest all the slimes that I made, because a lot of them needed modification afterward, after they sat for a while, because either they got more activated or they melted a little bit and they needed to be worked. So that's totally a thing. This definitely holds a lot of air, which is good for popping, so that's good. All right. Could be a little bit meltier, but I'm not going to complain too much. I'm going to leave it alone for a little bit and then, like I said, put it in a bag and come back to it. I'll be right back.